Hello there. Thanks for watching this video and clicking it. And today I'm gonna be talking about my very first 100,000, which is my very first achievement in raising wealth, not only for me, but for my parents, my brother, in just in case in an emergency I can help, and also for my future generation, just in case I can I'm if I can build a family, or if not, then maybe for my brother or my relatives. So, so I'm gonna be discussing this table. This is my net worth statistics table, and as you can see, I have listed all the details that I have regarding my net worth, including passive incomes, portfolio compositions, and other investments that I have here since January of 2020 up to December of 2021. And that's supposedly be more, another year for 2022. But for now, let's just go on to this 2021 statistics. So as you can see in the far right corner, there's a dark green column which is titled monthly net worth, and as you can see at the bottom part of the page 3, um, there in around November, I have achieved my very first 100,000, which is amazing for me. But soon as you reach that goal, it seems that, so now what? And I realized that even if you have achieved 100,000 in your finances, you can be proud, yes, and I can say that I am quite amazing. It's quite an amazing feat to achieve 100,000 in just 2 years. Not only that, I have saved, I also paid my parents' debts, and I also invested the remainder. So yes, that's amazing. But at the same time, don't get it get that into your head that you are wealthy now or you are rich now, because raising wealth is not about uh, being rich, because after all, when we die, we cannot take it with us. So all we can do is leave it behind to someone, or we can just take good care of it and then leave it to someone which we are close to, or maybe relatives or family, etc. So sorry for that. I don't have a soundproof room, so just bear with me. So let's continue. So around November, I have achieved my very first 100,000, and oops, just ignore that. So first thing, in this table, in beside this dark green column, I have here my uh, investment portfolio. These are the statistics. Part capital around this one, then trading capital. This is the portion of my capital which I used for trading, maybe day trading or uh, swing trading, etc. And another on the left side of that is my investment capital worth. So this investment capital is what I use to invest on dividend paying stocks like preferred shares, because I noticed that this is part of my strategy. I noticed that preferred shares does not go up and down like most of the stocks do. So I figure out that if I can invest enough money in the preferred share stocks, I can raise enough cash flow as a dividend so that I can reinvest it, even if it's a small amount. Just don't see. So oh, what am I? So here, even if it's a small amount of money that you can earn, don't just ignore it, because um every big amount of money comes from a single peso or a single dollar if you are in the US or whatever you are. So you cannot have $1 million if you don't have a 1 peso, because maybe it's 1 peso, but it is the foundation of that 1 million peso. So don't ignore it, because even a little much, it can go a long way. So that's what I'm saying. So so with this dividends from preferred share, I reinvest it, and then I add more, and until it grows to around December, it is now around 85,000. But this is not accurate because some of them have losses, but they are unrealized losses. So I just ignore them, because if I won't sell them, then they are not real losses. They're just unrealized. So, and there is also a chance that they will also bounce back. So that's why I ignored it. So beside this portfolio, investment capital portfolio, I have this Tagum cooperative that I've joined myself into. Excuse me, just ignore that rooster. So I joined Tagum Co-op, and I joined it because I just wanna have a better way of parking my money, better interest, and more stable or more reliable for me. So I discovered in this country, in the Philippines, there is what you call cooperatives. So in and it is by laws that when you park your money in cooperatives, so uh so if you ask me what is a cooperative, it is you can say a company, excuse me, a company that is owned by everyone within that company, either be investor or a worker, and they have all invested their money, and have every one of them has shares, and not any of them and all of them does not have 10,000 or 10% or more of the company share. So that's basically what that means. A cooperative is a cooperation of many individuals. Their 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 money, they pool it and build this company. It's actually not a company but a cooperative, and they have all the same, almost the same share, little shares. So me, I also invest in this cooperative, with but I have limitations. I cannot own more than 10% of the cooperative shares, because if a certain person has more than 10%, then he is now becoming, that's not a cooperative anymore. That's more of a company, which is there is a owner and there are workers, and the owner usually has the biggest shares. So in cooperatives, that's not allowed, because that basically that's not cooperative anymore. It's more of a owner. You have owner of the business, and then there are sub owners, and the the rights of every individual within that company is not the same. So the owner's rights is different from the rights of the workers. So in cooperatives, that is not allowed. So, and as a result, every right of the individual person within that cooperative is equal, regardless of capital, regardless of whatever shares you have, because you are not entitled to the rights that an owner have, because you have not acquired more than 10%, etc., etc. So that's how I understand it. So please bear with me. So Yes, this is my investment. So just a little bit. So I'm gonna plan to add more because this Tagum Co-op, this cooperative is tax free. So maybe in your country or in your region you have co-ops or not, but if you have, please take advantage of that because in my country, in the Philippines, basically investing in cooperatives gives you tax-free interest. So what does that mean? If it's tax-free, then if ever you have 4% interest, that 4% in the normal situation, if you are taxed, example 4%, you will not receive exactly 4% because you will be deducted around, let's say, 50% in tax. I mean, yeah, 50% of that 4% will be deducted. So let's say around 3 and 3 fifth, 3 and 3.75% only instead of the 4%. But in a tax-free account, or which is a cooperative, uh, you will get all that 4%, which is very big because if you compound that, it will be much bigger in the near future than if you only have 3.75%. So this is an advantage that be I'm gonna take advantage of this and increase my budget allocation for saving in cooperatives. And actually I'm gonna build my emergency fund here. So they have 2.25% accounts. They also have 4% accounts, which is cap. I not cap, but which is um restricted. But which is you cannot withdraw within 5 years. What do you call that? Your it is hold the holding time is within 5 years, and around that 5 years you will continuously compound 4% of your interest. So that's quite big. So I'm looking forward to increasing that. And then another one is that Seedin investment, which is a uh, what you call that online um, loans. Basically, this website is loaning our money peer to peer. Yeah, but this time this website, the Seedin, loans our money to a small or medium sized company. So which is good because they give quite a big interest, maybe around 5 and 15%. So that's a big advantage, even though they are not tax free, but still they can also be of big help. So depending on the economic situation, I can probably more add more money, invest in seed in, or but if the economy is in a recession, maybe I'm gonna take out a little bit and save it, put it in a cooperative for and save it in cooperative. Why not? But it depends. And then here is the breakdown of my monthly saved, which is basically including the trade, dividends, loan, income, online, um, this one, and then the semi-passive income on hand, and as well as the total. So this total this total income is the sum of this passive and also this trade dividend investment. So and then the monthly save is the total of this total passive and PayPal savings and bank savings and maybe salary savings as well. Yes, why not? So that's all. As of today, I have in December I now have 111,000 or 113,000 plus, and I'm looking forward to increasing my investments um investments in Seedin and Tagum Coop even more. And while in the investment or trading, I'm gonna watch out because there are a lot of unknowns during this time, especially in the pandemic. And the effects of the pandemic, I don't think we have felt the negative effects just yet. It might be just arriving maybe in the near future, maybe 2022. So I'm um gonna hold back on investing on stocks for now, except on the preferred dividends because they will continue to give me dividends, and at the same time they will not fall that hard if you compare it with other regular stocks. So that's my strategy in the near future. So if you are a person who has a lot of loans and can't save and don't know how to invest, don't fret because um you're like me when I first started. So basically, I don't know how to um s- I don't know how to save that much. I definitely don't have the experience of investing and paying off debt. So so but ever since I started watching YouTube, watching financials in YouTube, because the reason that I watch financial videos on YouTube because I wanna solve my parents' problem of them having too much debt. So that's the main reason. So for me, all of this started because I want to save them from having from the burden of having too much debt. So that's why I learn myself the best I can how to pay off debt little by little. So so that's the starting point. Sorry for the music. It's just our neighbor. Don't mind them. So let's just continue. So yes, it's because of my parents' debt. I encourage myself to learn more about paying off debt. What strategies should I do in paying off debt, and then what can I what can I do at the present moment in that time that will help them. And so I've learned many financials on YouTube and how to save and invest. So my very first thing that I do uh, to break the bonds of debt from my for my parents is I um, I find a way to solve my transportation cost problem because when you say transportation costs here in the Philippines, we are commuting every day. So we are renting uh, jeeps, and those and in everyday use of that jeep, the monthly cost will took you around maybe 2,000. I have computed that since when it was 2019, and it was around 22,000. And the problem is I don't wanna um, budget 2,000 just for transportation. So the very first thing that I do is, since I can walk my way from my house to the office, then I just did that. I just walked from home to office just to save 2,000, just to save enough. And then after saving enough, I think of another way of commuting without being too hard on myself, because walking a few miles not could only be can although can be healthy to you, but it can also be a burdensome thing to do every day. So my solution is I bought a bike with my savings. So every month I save 2,000, and then another month 2,000, another month 2,000. So I realized that with this 6,000 that I save from not commuting and just walking, I can buy a bike, a simple bike, Yeah, not simple, just a mountain bike because I also like biking when I was a child, and it was my dream to bike here and there, travel, etc. Without a cost. So that's what came to mind. So then I just bought my bike. So now I have fixed two problems. So first thing is I will not uh, I will not have a transportation cost anymore, not that much. And then second thing is I can travel um or I can commute back from home to work much easier by using my bike instead of walking. So that's the very thing. The lesson from that is that you can think if you can think of ways of um, maybe eliminating costs from your monthly budget, then do it because that will give you enough. Uh, it can propel you enough to encourage you even more to save and invest. So after that, after buying my bike and riding it, I have saved much as 2,000 per month now. And then the next thing that I did was change the light bulbs in our house with a LED instead of the fluorescent lamps, etc. I realized that when I researched it on YouTube how to improve our electric bill, this came up. It was change fluorescent lamps to LED. So that's what I did. I changed all our fluorescent lamps to LED. So now in our bill, it was around, before that happened, our bill mostly would be around 800, 900, maybe 1,000. But now, since then that I changed our lamps from fluorescent to LED, which saves a lot more energy, our bill cost only goes around 700 plus per month now. Almost, yes. And maybe around 500. So that's amazing. I did save a little more just by doing replacing the lamps in our house. Just by doing that, just by investing on LED instead of fluorescent, etc. I save a lot even more in paying our bills, so that also fix my problem of paying too much bill. Because for me, around 1,000 above, it's already too much for me because I only have a little bit of salary, enough for us to live on, but I'm not contented on just living on. I also want to save for myself and for my future plans, etc. I also want to invest because I wanna work. I wanna make my money work for me as well. So that's what I did. I improved our electric bill. I improved my commute habits enough so that I will not have to be burdened with budgeting 2,000 per month and then paying around 1,000 per month or 800 900 per month on the electric bill. So that's what I did. I shrink those, or I totally, if not totally eliminate a portion of your budget like transportation. If you can eliminate it, then please do. Then if you can minimize more, even more of your electric bill or water bill, then do it because it can help a lot. Instead of paying, then you can invest it. So and then the third thing is I invest on dividends. Primarily because I am a low risk taker. I tried trading, but I always lost money with trading. So then I shift my. This is regarding investing now. The encouragement since and now I since then I invest in preferred stocks, which would not go up and down that much, and which gives me a cash flow dividend per month. So that helps a lot because it is more like a foundation in investing. Then after that, I also invest in some stocks that pay dividends, but more of a regular stock ones that pays dividends, which is another level of investing, slowly but surely, and that also helps. As of now, um, dividend investing is a second, around top two of my highest paid monthly cash flow. And the first one is trading, most of all, but I don't trade much often. In fact, I only trade around January, February, March, April, and then November, December this year. So, and because I know that whenever you trade, you don't trade just because you want, because of fear of missing out. I eliminate that in my head. So now I just trade because I know that this I can earn money through this, even though just a little. It doesn't matter because if you can add just a little bit of your money with you and then invest it in dividends or in savings, it will grow, or it will grow. So my point is, if you can find a way that you can make your money work for you, then do it, because this is what Robert Kiyosaki said, or I mean, um, Berkshire Hathaway CEO, I think. He said that if you can if you can let your money work for you, or if you can let your money work for you even at night where you can sleep, then you would eventually thrive and not have to work anymore. And I hate working until I'm 60. I don't want to do that. So that's why I fought my way and found another way by learning how can I work my money so so that it can earn more money for me. So that's what I did, because I shift my mind. I I now think of money as a soldier working for me to earn more soldiers for me. So that's all. That's my encouragement. So I'm now so what is my next goal? My next goal is building an emergency fund, because in my work I'm an IT, especially front end, and the thing is you cannot be there all for the rest of your life, or else you will be stressed. Because although I'm not stressed right now because my work is quite easy, but in the IT department there will always be stressed because you will always have to work and meet deadlines. So for me, I don't want that. So I will not. I don't wanna continue work in IT department until I'm 60. So I'm finding out a way to get out of that sooner and not later. So this is the way that I find. So if you wanna build your own life according to what you want it to, then you'll have to learn to switch. So that's all for me. Later, I'm gonna be talking about my emergency fund and how I use Tagum Cooperative, a cooperative that I'm involved with in raising it. So that's all. Thank you for watching.